Hello and welcome to Red Plays Pokemon Sun. It's episode 12 already. Yeah. Well, not too long, to be fair. But in any case, in the last episode, we made it here to Akala Island. We looked around in the shop. And I believe Lily told us that she'll be waiting at Tai Song Hotel, which is that magnificent building that you see a little to the northwest. Yep, this building over here. And I'm not exactly sure what we're supposed to do next because I don't see the red flag on the map anywhere. So I'll just head here and see if I can find Lily over here. And hopefully advance the story. And as always, we will need to do the customary shakedown of everybody in sight. Do you have anything useful for me, dear guests of this hotel? Is there something shining over there? Not entirely sure. Yeah, I think there is something shiny over there. Let me take a look. What's that? Strange creature was sucked into the Zygarde cube. Sina wants to talk to you. Okay, so, I've just received a signal from a Zygarde cube. The creature that just got sucked into the cube is what's called a Zygarde cell. The Zygarde cube I gave you is like a nest for cells and cores. Alright. And your mission is to collect all the cells and cores. Regrettably, I still have no idea what these things are. You'll get in touch, bon chance. Okay. Very helpful, Sina and Dexio not telling me anything. Well, we'll figure it out. There's Lily over there, but let me finish shaking everybody down first. So far, nothing. We did find a cell sitting in the middle of nowhere, so I guess that's something. Okay. Oh, Achilles, I'm sorry. I saw some people who looked like those Team Skull thugs and I got scared. I was trying to avoid him and then I think I ended up missing my meeting. Oh, that's horrible because that was supposed to be somebody important, right? Oh, but don't worry, it's fine. This is actually where I wanted to be. Okay, if you say so. Will you be going for another one of your trials, Achilles? From what I've read, I think that the nearest trial site must be the one up Route 4. Okay, so I think let's go on to Route 4 and get to this new trial of ours as soon as possible. Right. Yep, we're on the right path. And as always, the route will come with customary trainer battles, occasional wild Pokemon encounters. Let's see what he throws at us. A drift loot. Okay, not too bad. Okay. So as I'm doing this recording, it dawns on me that, at least at this point in time in my country, that it's the launch day for Star Wars Rogue One. And I haven't seen any of the reviews, I haven't really seen anything of it except for the news and a trailer when I watched Doctor Strange a month ago, or another Zygarde. So, okay, nice. And I don't know, I mean, I can't really tell from the trailer whether it's good or not. So have any of you guys watched the movie? Did you guys like it? I'm sure by the time this video goes up, quite a number of you would have watched it already, so what do you think? Personally, I know this is going to sound rather blasphemous to some people, but I was never really quite taken with Star Wars, probably because I started my relationship with Star Wars with the prequel, which I think most people agree is an egregious waste of the intellectual property behind Star Wars. So I wasn't really impressed. I mean, later on, I did get to watch like episodes 4, 5, and 6, the original trilogy back in the 70s. But by then, it didn't really have the magic for me. I mean, it didn't. I mean, I kind of lost it, I suppose. And then I watched The Force Awakens last year, and I thought it was mostly a rehash. I mean, it was very much similar, don't you think so? To say A New Hope, because once again you have, I mean, the heroes in episodes 4, 5, and 6 have aged quite a lot, and it was essentially, you know, a story about a new generation taking over, about people as well inheriting the mantle of such legendary characters as Han Solo, Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, but of course you get the two constants, C-3PO and R2-D2. I mean, they're robots after all, and you realize they've been through 3 generations now, from the time of Anakin to Luke, and now this new generation of possibly Jedi in training. So it really seemed to be like, you know, Luke's story in A New Hope all over again. You know, a poor boy, except now it's a poor girl living in, you know, slum conditions, having to scavenge for a living, and I guess she has it worse than Luke, because at least Luke was adopted by, you know, his uncle and aunt. But poor lady, poor Rey, is all alone and has, you know, this was really alone until she found that bot that rolls around in the movie. And then, you know, both these people who came from very poor backgrounds find out that they have affinity with the Force, and then they go on to train or not train, and you know, find themselves thrown into a conflict that's much bigger than their backgrounds would ever, you know, suggest to them was possible. And the movie kind of takes off from there, and then you once again have a villain who's kind of, I don't know, kind of like, you know, a redemption story in the making. I mean, that's exactly what Anakin / Darth Vader was, right? A person who formerly was good and has now turned to the dark side, but is still, you know, fundamentally good. There's some part of the heart that remains, that, you know, opens the possibility of him being redeemed. And it's exactly the same thing here with Han and Leia's son, I think. So, I mean, granted, it is much better done. The entire movie is much better done than any of the prequel movies, I would say. But it's still a rehash, and I was kind of disappointed by that. But again, you're on the internet, and I don't think you're supposed to say too much, you know, criticize Star Wars movies or anything done by J.J. Abrams too much. But I think the facts kind of speak for themselves, and I think other channels probably deal with this topic with much more competence than I do. But I thought I'd just like to discuss you know, a current giant in our cultural zeitgeist, and I think a future giant for, you know, at least a few decades to come. Okay, so we're kind of at the end of Route 4. Let me just grab these berries and we'll head into the next area. We're heading in the right direction because I see that red flag sticking out. Okay. We're in Paniola Town. It's a Snubble and Miltank in the middle of nowhere, and that's Howl. Hey Achilles, glad I ran into you. So glad we can see who's stronger now. My gramps must have thought I did good enough in my grand trial, cause he gave me a Z-ring too. Okay, fair enough. Having a battle in a place like Paniola Town feels like we're in a real old-fashioned Western showdown or something, right? Yep. This is so cool. All you need is like, well, if you want the Western thing, you need like those rolling hay weeds that go, you know, tumbling around. But okay, good enough. Salons in the background, all made out of wood and planks. And, you know, it's very typical of Pokemon games to have like movie sets come out of nowhere in their town. But okay. How sent out picture. Should be another easy win. Oh, there's a tumbleweed that just rolled by behind Howl, but okay. Good, Nintendo and Game Freak, you did your research about how to create a Wild West setting. Ah, see, another tumbleweed. Speaking of the Wild West, quite a lot of, I would say, you know, decent Wild West movies in recent years. Or by quite a lot, I mean 2. That's what's that guy's name again? Django. Yes, Django Unchained, and The Hateful Eight, both by Quentin Tarantino. Man, that was some kind of battle. Our Pokemon all looked like they had a blast too. Well, yours took a blast, but sure. Right then, here, I'll share my bit of good luck with you, Achilles. You know how the totem Pokemon are all like surrounded by some aura of power? If you use a die hit on your Pokemon and manage to land a critical hit, that aura won't mean a thing. You know, Pokemon battles are just like sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But you're only really a loser if you don't have any fun while you're at it, right? Anyway, I'm heading off to Paniola Ranch. And there he goes. Sorry, habit. I just have to look around to make sure I don't miss anything. Oh, your Tauros can actually kick up items? It's interesting. Okay. Let's here, you can ride on the back of a real Charizard. Oh, that's cool. So we will get the ability to fly at some point on this island. That's good to know. Ooh. So what is magma doing around? What's this house anyway? Some captain's house, maybe, I'm guessing. Elima's house was something like this back in Howley City as well. He has a faint whiff of sweat, which would not surprise anyone given that rack of weights sitting in the room back there. I mean, do you really need to have weights in your bedroom? Must be some kind of fitness nut. Doesn't fit any description of the captains we've seen so far. Of course, I'm not suggesting, young ladies can't work out in their bedroom, but I don't think that's likely. Okay. Let's shake everyone down in the Pokemart and see what we can buy. Okay, repeat ball, Tame ball, netball. I would like some repeat balls, please. Yep. And some Tame balls, they're very handy because, okay, so repeat balls, I mean, as the description says, but I'll just explain it a bit. Repeat balls are useful for catching Pokemon that you have already caught before. So, in cases where you're trying to get a superior specimen from the wild in order to breed, then a repeat ball comes in very handy. I used up quite a bit of repeat balls back in Omega Ruby trying to get, superior specimens in terms of IV and all that. So I'm stocking up just in case. And timer balls are very useful for, those legendary captures where the longer the battle drags on, meaning the more turns that have passed, the more effective a timer ball is, such that it will eventually outdo an Ultra Ball. So it's good to have some of it handy. I normally start throwing timer balls after turn 15 or something. I haven't bothered to do the math, but I remember reading somewhere that that's a good rule of thumb. But the exact math actually exists on the Pokemon Wiki if you want to check it out. But as I said, two very useful types of balls to have with you on you at all times. And the netball, I got 10 of it because, you never know. You might want to catch some bark types or water types. And a netball works wonders with them. It looks kind of cool as well. Now, the other type of ball I would like to come across in the shop soon is Quick Ball. That's the one that you throw at the beginning of every battle. If you throw it at the beginning at the very, very first turn without even doing anything, that's the first thing you do. It's actually quite an effective ball to throw. It kind of outdoes the Ultra Ball by quite a bit as well. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, that's the captain we met earlier. The Moo milk from Paniola Ranch is the best, so rich and creamy when you use it in white sauce and other things. The taste can't even be described. This person is a gastronome. Okay. Oh, by the way, since I was lucky enough to run into you here, I'll do you a little favor. It's very nice of you. Stoutland was registered to your ride pager. Oh, we've got a new ride. That's sweet. You see, Stoutland can sniff out items for you that are buried in the dirt where you can't even see them. Yep. When you're riding Stoutland, pressing the B button to use that Stoutland search is what it's all about. Get up there and try it. There's all kinds of stuff laying around waiting for you to find it. Well, I'm sure. So Stoutland replaces the item finder from previous games. If you go all the way down Route 5, you'll come out on Brooklet Hill. My friend Lana is up there. So say hi to her for me if you see her. Okay. So I'm guessing this island's captains and kahunas are all ladies. It's nice. Good to have gender variety. We live in an age where we thankfully have a good level of awareness about such things. I wouldn't tease that one if I were you. Tauros are generally known as very wild Pokemon. Yep. I like to train him to become a right Pokemon. Okay, so we basically have a very wild Tauros over here. And the ranchers don't know what to do with it. Guess we need the Mistress's skill for this one. What does that mean, Mistress? The Mistress of Peniola Ranch, of course. She can get even the most unruly Tauros snapped right into line. Interesting. Right then, it's time we call the Mistress. Here she is, the Mistress of the Ranch, Miltank. Interesting. I was expecting a person, but okay. Way to mix things up. One raw for Miltank will instantly quell any Tauros. Okay. Give it a go, Miltank. This is very odd. I don't know what the purpose of this little exhibition is, but okay. I'm glad I'm seeing it. It's kind of interesting. It's funny. Well, they do say the stronger the Tauros is, the harder it is to control. Looks like even the Mistress has run out of ideas. Ooh, of course I'll fight it. If I get to capture it, that'd be cool. I guess not. What's that green ball he's holding? Seriously, what's that green ball? I've never seen it before. Oh, have I? Oh, never mind. Okay, so it's considered a trainer Pokemon. We unfortunately can't capture this one, so let's knock it out right away. Looks like you worked up a fine sweat, Tauros, and you look pretty satisfied as well. Okay. Animals making sounds at one another. Even Tauros couldn't stand up to the combined powers of the pair of you and Miltank. Thanks, sweetie. Just what we expect of the ranch's mistress. Okay, so a tamed cow is in charge of taming wild bulls, essentially. Well, I guess it makes a certain kind of sense. Okay, let's check out what this thing does. Scope lens. It increases the holder's critical hit ratio. Oh, looks useful. Should give it to somebody. I think I'll give it to Barks, since Barks is heading the team right now. Well, extra critical hit chance is nothing to scoff at. Might turn a 2-hit kill into a 1-hit kill. Okay. Okay, I don't think there's anything else going on anymore, so I think it's a good time for us to call this an episode. As always, do us a solid by giving us a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave any and all comments that you have. And we put up videos once every 2 to 3 days, so subscribe if you'd like to see more. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next episode of Red Plays Pokemon Sun.